Everybody to the Hive Life. We're so excited to be introducing this new event to you. It Takes Two, where we're going to be interviewing two lovely people and friends in the same industry and getting to know what goes behind the work that they do. So we're going to do this a little less conventionally than our usual Hive talks, but we're going to have an intermission in the middle of our talk. So if you have any questions for Anisha and Rosemary, we have a QR code that's floating around, or you can leave a comment on the live stream and we'll get back to those questions after the intermission. So as Charms mentioned as well, feel free to grab a drink then too. Before we get started, Anisha and Rosemary, could you give a little bit of a quick introduction to yourselves?
Hi guys, I'm Rosemary and I'm Rosemary. I'm a creative producer, a freelance model, and also at Miss International 2021. So because of COVID, I postponed my competition to last year, so I went to Miss International 2022.
Hi everybody, my name is Anisha Thai. I'm a dancer, artist, model, content creator. What else? Model, did I say? Yeah. Yes, and I do a bunch of stuff. I used to be a civil engineer 1.5 years ago, and then I transitioned into what I'm doing right now. And then I did a bunch of competition in Hong Kong and in mainland China, and I'm back. And I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us. So to get started, we're going to have a few icebreaker questions. So I'm going to rapid fire some questions and we'll get to know you both. First thing first, where's the first place you traveled to post-pandemic?
We can go?
Yeah.
Okay. I went back to Taiwan, so I'm actually half Taiwanese. So I haven't seen my family in 3 years. So I went back and visit my cousins, my aunties and stuff, so it was super nice. I just went back for the Chinese New Year, so gained a little bit of weight after I came back, but it was an amazing trip.
You look amazing. It must have been
Yeah,
such
you
a
do,
Yeah.
girl. I went back to Paris actually, so it's been also 3 years since I haven't seen my parents. So I went to Paris, then London, Amsterdam, Rotterdam. I did a quick European tour, and then I'm back.
Those both sound like amazing trips. So going all the way back to maybe when you first met or when you first started working together, what was your first campaign together?
I remember.
I do too.
Yeah. But I need to say it first.
Wait, I think
Our first campaign together, but we didn't know together. So basically worked together first time at Harmony's fashion show. We didn't, I was as a model and she was the dancer, and that time we didn't actually talk to each other, and I was looking at this dancer and I'm like, wow, she's amazing, she's fierce, and I'm like, okay, I don't talk to her, because at that time I was just starting off as a model, so I was like, we didn't actually meet then.
we didn't talk at all?
No.
Okay.
Sadly.
In my dreams.
Rosemary was your fan first.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But then later on, how we actually met is like I reached out to her as because I work for a jewelry brand for creative producing, and I reached out to her as a influencer, KOL, dancer, and I asked her for a shoot, and we did some content together for the brand, and it was amazing.
Yeah, the first thing that I thought about her when we started collaborating together is she's a very warm person with a lot of empathy. So I felt that straight away from her. We didn't talk that much. I remember at the office of that jewelry brand, but that was my first impression. So yeah, I'm also a fan.
Love that. Favorite fashion designer?
I like Jacquemus. I like all their styles. It's like, cause sometimes they do collabs with Nike, and then there's different kind of I like neutral tones and also playing with colors, so all their designs are super fit my style. I would wear it any day if I'm rich enough. I would just have my whole wardrobe of that, but yeah.
I was about to joke about Balenciaga, but I'm kidding, okay? No, I like Moschino, because I didn't know that brand that well before I got a gift from them. Not from them directly, but I got a gift, and I don't know, I just like that brand for some reason.
A question as well about dance. Do you have a favorite dancer or choreographer?
Oh, 100%. right now, I have to admit Paris Goebel. She's the queen. She just choreographed the Super Bowl with Rihanna. I think she just has, the vision that she has is amazing. When you think about how she put forward the artists, but also the dancers. Like, to me, so far in the dance industry, I mean, the music industry in general, there's a dancer in the middle, in the center, and then the backup dancers. But in the way that she choreographed the Super Bowl, you can truly see like the importance of the dancers. Without them, the show would be completely different. So to me, she has that strength and that power. Yeah. Yeah. And you? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, my favorite dancer, Anisha, because she totally has the power and energy, and she's like the best and sweetest person on earth.
Best response. Anisha's my favorite too.
Yeah.
Favorite new restaurant in Hong Kong?
You're the foodie here.
I've been eating a lot lately. New restaurant. I always go to the...
It could also just be your favorite if you'd like to recommend.
my favorite restaurant. I would say I like chickpeas a lot. It's like easy. It's like because I always go to work in Central, so I just get the hummus bowl and then falafels, and it's like so good. It's just like a dream meal for me. I can eat that every day, I think.
To me, I think it's not there anymore, but I would still say it. It's a Tata Ting in Wan Chai. I think it has like a Michelin award kind of, and the dim sum in general is just amazing. But I think they closed down, so I'm sorry guys. It doesn't have a lot, but to me it would be that one. I used to go there all the time. But yeah.
Must have a lot of good memories there.
Yeah.
An interesting question. Do you have a favorite hidden spot for photo shoots in Hong Kong?
Wow.
Or maybe somewhere that you were brought for a shoot that you're really happy to discover?
So there's one for work and there's one for my own time. For work, like I always bring my models to IFC rooftop because I always do like close-up photos. So there's like, it's like so because my office was just like 5 minutes away from IFC. So there's always like gardenish, kind of greenish stuff, and there's tables, there's seats, and there's a seaside. The lighting is good. There's like gray walls. So I think that's a good and convenient location for quick shoots. But for myself, I really like M+. I think it's a really new area that's like with all different kind of like artistic stuff, and there's like nice walls, and the lighting is superb if you're going on a nice day, and there's also the seaside, so you can get different style of photos there. So if I have to organize a shoot for myself, I would probably do there. Yeah.
Wow. So I have to be honest with you, I love wandering around Hong Kong and just discovering new places all the time. I don't have a favorite spot because I'm always out there discovering new stuff. So usually what I do, sometimes it happens to me, but I just pick a random metro MTR station, and then I just go by myself and I just walk around and see what's going on, and then I let my gut feeling, take over and see if I can find something. So I would say, sorry, so aggressive. I would say in Hong Kong, the beauty of this city is that there's so many like secret places, random places that you might think there's nothing to shoot, but actually, like, it depends on how you see it, right? Even like a random market, ladies market, whatever, or you go to, I don't know, Lantau, and then you just wander around. I just love, and one thing that I used to do also, I used to go to rooftops very randomly, because most of the time they're open, right? So the security guard lets you somehow, so shh, don't do it, but I used to do it, and just go on top of the rooftop and see what I can
dance.
shoot. Yeah, so yeah.
Love that. Those are like two really good ways to get to know the city as well as create content. So
yeah.
Really cool responses. Quick question, favorite social media platform?
I think Instagram for me, because like we don't have TikTok here, and Instagram I can always like find, there's like reels now, so it's easy to look at reels, and also for me, I love fashion, I love styling, so it's always good to follow the brands and look at how they style the clothes, how they do the shoots, and looking for models, how they pose, how they wear different kind of stuff, and you can just like do a hashtag of OOTD and you can just find something you want to wear for that day, so it's just easy for me.
Yeah, I would say Instagram also. Instagram is very smart and very advanced because I would say it has all the features that TikTok has, for example. So it literally eats TikTok. And then when it comes to like building a community or meet friends, like all my latest friends are all coming from Instagram. So for example, recently I went to Europe and I wanted to meet creative. I just used, I don't know, hashtags, and then I started DMing like the people out of nowhere saying, hey, I like what you're doing, let's connect, let's collab. I know you're in Paris, I'm in Paris like for a few days. And then it's so quick because we see each other's content and there's an immediate connection, right? So I think it's very powerful to, just meet new friends and collab and maybe potential work opportunities also. Yeah. But I have to say that YouTube, I'm very interested in YouTube right now because in terms of longevity, Instagram is a lot about consuming content. You scroll, you keep scrolling, and you look at your explore page. But YouTube has that one thing that is the search bar. So when you think about something that you want to learn, a tutorial, or I don't know, a story to hear, you just like type in the search bar, which is very powerful because you know already what you want, and the content there is like longer. So to me, there's a lot of information, valuable information out there. And I think if you want to stay in the game of content creation for a very long time, YouTube is the key. Because you see those YouTubers, they started like 10, 15 years ago, they're still there, you know what I mean? Instagram is also kind of the same, but it's a lot about consuming content, whereas like YouTube is more about, sharing.
Yeah, because you put up a video that can last for 10 years and there's still people clicking it.
Exactly, whereas like finding back the videos on Instagram is more difficult, I would say.
And the information is always like useful, or there's different kind of content you can always look on there.
100%. Yeah. So YouTube to me is the next, not the next, but it's already a big platform.
Really good advice for content creators. Are you both on YouTube as well? I know you're on Instagram.
I posted 2 videos on YouTube like years ago. Should we start again? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been putting my shorts, like my short videos on YouTube, but right now the new direction for me is to share more than dancing. I don't want people to know me only as a dancer or, I'm more than that. I have a story to tell, like the way I transition from one career to another career, the way my experience as a Black and Asian female here in Hong Kong and stuff like that. So I think YouTube would be the best place for me to explore that. So this is my new direction. Stay tuned.
Love that. We will stay tuned.
You better.
Moving into the next portion of our interview, I have a little bit of a friendship test for the two of you, as you're both working closely together, but you also happen to be good friends, which is so amazing to hear about. So if you reach behind your cushions, you actually have a clipboard, and I'm going to be asking you questions about both of you, and I'd like if you could put down the answer for the other person instead of yourself. So for example, Anisha, when I ask a question, you'll have to put down your answer for Rosemary. And Rosemary, if I ask a question, you'll have to put down your answer for Anisha. We'll reveal them at the same time and see how well you know each other.
Oh my god. Yes, I'm getting hot.
All right, first question. What is Anisha Rosemary's star sign?
Wow.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Capricorn, Libra, is it correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yay. Okay.
So what is a Libra though? Like how do you define yourself?
Wait.
Do you believe in that though?
I kind of believe somehow, but somehow I always feel like I fit into every like descriptions of every. But some for Libra, it's really true. It's like I can never decide what to eat on a menu. Like.
Is there any Libras out there? Libras?
No. Oh my god.
No Libras.
So lonely.
No Libras? Oh. Okay.
Oh.
You by yourself.
What about Capricorn?
There's a hard worker.
Oh.
Loyal. Friends.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
Love that for both of you. Or I hope you make some good food decisions soon.
I hope I can take less time on it though.
Next question. Speaking of food, what is Anisha or Rosemary's favorite food?
Wait. You.
Oh.
I thought. Wait.
Fast.
That's easy though.
Is it?
I think I know Anisha's as well, actually.
Yeah.
She's really
Who
vocal
doesn't
about
know?
it.
Wait, is it sushi? Everybody loves sushi.
All right.
Can I put multiple answers?
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Chocolate.
What? Yeah, that's true.
For sure.
I know chocolate is your favorite food. Do you like pizza and sushi?
I like it, but not as chocolate.
Wait, you like chocolate too?
Yeah.
Wait, let me.
That's so good.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Top one.
Okay, you both have the same favorite food. That's like perfect.
Wait. Yeah, sorry.
I thought you would say cake because I always finish.
That's very. Or chips.
Doritos.
You always finish those chips.
It's hard actually because
You bring them and you finish them.
I finish all the Doritos every time when we have parties.
Tough question for a foodie. Okay, this third question actually, you might actually not need to write it down. You could even act it out because what is Anisha or Rosemary's go-to Instagram pose when you're taking photos together?
Go to Instagram post, which means.
I think Anisha, it's like.
Oh.
So cute.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, and then there's like.
Yeah. Wait, yours is. Wait, one leg in front.
Oh my god. Don't expose me like
Open
that.
the chest. Something like this. You know. Yes. With a little smile.
Okay, you're the model now.
There you go. This is yours.
Hey.
I think it's just proving you two know each other very well.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. You might have to draw this instead of write it. What is Anisha or Rosemary's most used emoji?
Isn't it the?
Do we even use emojis? We don't have time for emojis.
We don't have time for them.
No,
They're
okay,
too
I would
busy
just draw
for
one.
Emojis.
But we use this one.
What? I was about to do something else. Okay.
Just draw something easy.
Okay, got it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I do that. But there's multiple of
Is
like
this
the tongue
one?
I don't know which one.
Like the.
Or the eye, two eyes, like big and
Oh, I
small.
see it now.
No.
No,
Okay.
it's the one when you do like a not a dirty joke, but like like the.
Yeah, we never do dirty jokes.
Okay, we will.
Yeah, but it's a heart, like.
Yeah, this one is correct.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one is having fun. This one is like showing love.
Okay, last question. Actually, you might not have the answer for this for each other, but describe Anisha or Rosemary in one word.
Whoa. We're not writing it.
Describe.
Oh, you can write it.
I don't want to
or-
waste one more paper.
Oh wow, you're conscious. Okay.
Very sustainable.
I actually think of one really good one.
If you have one.
There's like a lot though. Okay, I will
Yeah.
say it. So A, for Anisha and also for amazing, because she's amazing in every way. She's a good friend, she's a good dancer. And yeah, and like the first time I met her, she was actually working full time and doing dancing. She's just like, I was so amazed by what she was doing. And she actually inspired me a lot because that time I think I was just starting off like for my pageant. I still haven't started. And I was working like modeling and also my full-time job. So when I look at her, she's actually, I was amazed by how she can handle like all the, she was in a competition that time, like dancing competition. So I was like, wow, if she can do it, I can not say like I'm doing modeling and full-time job and I don't have time. Like I need to do it too, yeah.
Aw, I love
She's an
that.
inspo.
For me, it's 2 words. Sorry. No, it's definitely kind-hearted. Like this is very, very like the way I was saying that you're very warm and you have a lot of empathy. That's the first thing that I feel. You truly an authentic person, and you truly want to help people, and you have like true feelings. You know, when we meet you, it's like I see through you. Like, you know, there's no lies. So she's also a very good friend, always there for us, for me, and always there to listen, always there to support, motivate us whatever we go through. So to me, this is precious. Yeah,
Aww.
gem.
I love
grateful.
that. Thank you for sharing. So I'm gonna go into just asking you some more questions about the work that you do now, the icebreakers. Then you can actually pass over your clipboards to me. I can grab them now.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we've already established you have an amazing connection. You create content together, but you've also worked together and are also friends as well. Do you mind sharing a little bit more about why is it so important to make connections, not just in your industry, but just in general, both professionally and personally?
Yeah.
Go first?
Should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've been making so much connections for your trip.
True. To me, it's fundamental because, first of all, we need each other. No, in general, I mean, what I want to say is you can do a lot of stuff by yourself, but I feel like the power is coming from where, for example, two creatives comes together and have that one idea and they work towards that idea, for example. It's even more powerful. But making connection in general, you don't know. For example, you meet somebody and then out of this connection, there's a vibe, there's a mutual understanding, and then a common vision, shared vision, and then out of this, maybe you'll create something crazy, you know? So to me, it's all about the surprise that is coming after meeting that person. And yeah, it's just you don't know where it's gonna lead you, but just keep opening your opportunity, keep opening doors. And the more doors you open, the more things will come to you. Of course, it's hard to say yes to everything, but my strategy in general and the way I've been growing in general was to always like go meet people, socialize, and sometimes just to like get to know a person just on it should be from a human level, first of all, because like when we meet each other, okay, there's of course the work opportunities and everything, but the most important when you meet somebody is to really feel the person. Like, who are you? Like, what is your story? Like, what is your values? What is your identity? Like, how we vibing together, you know? And from there, maybe there will things that will come out of it. But I think this is the key thing. So that's why when I say like she's very kind-hearted, to me, the minute I felt that, I was like, oh yes, this is definitely a person I can trust, I can work with, I can be friends with. So feeling safe in general in any relationship is definitely important for me. So yeah, so just yeah.
I think making connections is really important. I used to not like realize how important it is, but now I know, like I realize like my time only have 24 hours a day. What I experience is only on my hand, like for my job and for the people I know already. But when I meet new connections, they actually extend what I see. I can listen to their experience and listen to like some stories of their friends, and this can actually bring in, even though I'm not experienced it, but I also know about it, it's also like widening my horizon about it, and I won't be like, whenever I listen to similar stuff or when I'm in other situations, I won't be as scared. So having connections is like sharing some new experience, and also if the connections are like we get along together and we can create even more, and then we can have more memories together, or we can create something like good, amazing together. So connections is really adding value to my life, and I'm also a really extroverted person. I feel like whenever I'm with people, I'm just really happy, and when I get to understand people, talk to people, there's always like add value to my own, because I don't want to just living in my own world, especially for example in COVID, we weren't able to travel, and we know that we understand how important it for us to connect to people. So we try to connect people online, like having social room and stuff. So I think this is how I realized how important like human connections is. Yeah, but just be careful, because you know nowadays there's like different people out there, and some will, especially when you're like creators or where you have something, then they might not have the purest intention. But I feel like when you meet people with genuine intentions, you would know when you can make a good connection.
That's really valuable advice. Kind of building on that as well. Looking back to when you were first starting out in your respective careers, primarily in modeling, dancing, as well as content creation, how did you build a support system from that? How did you start to seek out these peers and connections?
Yeah. I think, yeah, for me, first of all, if you have the chance to have interactions with your family, and because at first I didn't have very good relationship with my family, but with distance and everything, I've learned that in order to grow, they are fundamental. They are very important. So if you have the chance to be close to them, I truly recommend to build the relationship, even if there's a lot of, we hold on grudges, whatever, but it's for our sanity, for our mental health. They are the one who will always be there for us, no matter what, And then so that was my foundation, first of all. And after, of course, sometimes they were like, "What are you doing? Are you sure you're gonna transition career and everything?" Especially for my mom, but I had to prove her wrong, and that was one of the motivation for me to, keep going. And then after that, as she was saying, like, the minute you find genuine intention in the person that you are interacting with, so a potential friend, then you can start slowly build a deeper connection with that person. So to me, having close friends that are not necessarily in the same industry, but at least people who, no matter what happens, they will always be real with you and tell you, hey, what you're doing is, I don't think it's going somewhere, or oh, this is great, like I encourage you, or just, no matter where they're coming from, I think it's good to have people that you trust, and it takes time. So you have to test the relationship, but I would say find the genuine intention.
Yeah, for me, how I built my support system is first step. I feel like self-understanding is really important. I need to know what I need, and because everyone in my life might have serve different purpose for me as my own. So I need to know, for example, my family didn't actually support me to go for modeling at first, but I used my act to prove them wrong, and then now they're really supportive, and they have been supporting me all the time. So I know they can always give me the support. And there's a group of friends I met from high school, from primary school, and I was totally different person back then, but they're the person who stay till now, even though no matter my career change or what, they're still always there. So I also treasure them a lot. And the third part is people I meet now, from work, or sharing different visions, and also having the same background, because a lot of the times we need to have people also creatives to, when you're handling some kind of technical issue, not in workspace issues, you want someone like that to support you too. So it's also all-rounded kind of support I would give to myself.
I love to hear that. So I have one last question for you before we break for intermission. So both of you are influencers in addition to the careers that you have. You have growing platforms with a lot of followers. So as influencers, how do you use your platform to make a positive impact, or how do you use your platform for good? How do you make those decisions?
Yeah.
I think for myself, what I've been into these days, after I started doing yoga, I try to eat clean. I did videos before about how after COVID hits, I started changing my lifestyle of changing my eating habits, and how I lost my weight in a healthy way, and how I started to work out. So I always love to share my hikes or something active online. I hope when people see it, they will actually want to walk out of their office table and just try to work out, because sometimes I don't see my friends, sometimes when I'm too busy, I don't see my friends too often, but when I post on hiking, they will be oh, next time we should go on a hike or something. So I think by this, promoting the healthy lifestyle is one thing for me to promote. And on the other hand, I am pretty into self-help and also building the self-esteem, because with my story coming all along and going to pageantry, going to modeling, I wasn't growing up the most confident kid. So I love to share self-assurance quotes to remind everyone to be more self-conscious and love themselves more, because it is really important, and I don't think our traditional education has been bring up. So I just want to use my platform to share something I value a lot, because I think we always need to be reminded of these, and whenever you see this, you can actually feel empowered.
Yeah, for me personally, especially recently, so people know me through my stories, winning competition, being a civil engineer. So everything looks very bright on the paper. But then recently I've started sharing more about like my vulnerability, like the moments where I'm not feeling well, I feel weak, I feel not good. So not everything is amazing, and I think it's important to show in the process that, okay, you see the end result, you see the final video that looks amazing and everything, but there's a whole, like, a long process that gets there. And for example, I was sharing on my story, I was participating to a battle, a dance battle in Paris, and I literally show on the story a moment of me dancing on the floor and almost like falling because I never practiced floor work. And I was like, okay, I'm very embarrassed to show you that right now, but I'm gonna do it because just to show you that, okay, we're not good all the time, and there are times where you do things you don't even know why, but I'm gonna share it to you because I don't care. People see me as a great dancer, but I have also my weaknesses and things that I have to work on as a dancer and also as a human being. So to me, it's very important to show that side of us. We're not perfect. We're not 100% on it. We're not 100% focused and like ambitious. And like there are really down times where we question ourselves and we're like, what am I doing? Like, and sometimes it's very hard. You never see those moments, and that's where those supportive friends come into play, and without them, it would be very hard. But yeah, showing different side of us, like we're all human, we're all the same at the end of the day, Yeah.
Thank you both for sharing. I think that really just demonstrates how important it is, the impact that anyone has actually. So it's really, I love to hear like the meaning that goes behind your work. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for submitting your questions to us. So we're going to get right started into the Q&A actually, because we have a lot of questions from everyone who's curious to get to know you both. So the first question actually is for you, Rosemary. So as we all know, you recently represented Miss Hong Kong in the Miss International pageant in Tokyo. Do you mind sharing a little bit more about what the process was like becoming Miss International, as well as your experience?
Yeah, so the process was like that time, I joined like 2 years ago. So basically we have a Miss International Hong Kong organization, and that time they did an interview and casting, and I saw the whole thing through Instagram, and I was like, I need to go get a try, because like being into an international stage is always my dream, and Miss International is always like the one of the top 3 pageant in the world. So I was like, I joined that, and I was like, after 50 girls, and then they cut it into like 6 girls, and then we like had 1 month of like activities, and we had the final interview and casting, and they selected Miss International Hong Kong to represent Hong Kong for Miss International, and it postponed for 1 year because of COVID. And throughout the process, there's different kind of preparation. I would say there's like physical preparation and mental preparation. For physical ones, it's basically like makeup practices, hair, catwalk, because catwalk for pageant is so different from fashion walk. So every day basically I was actually training like at the corridor of my home, because I can't keep walking when my parents are at home, and I just go to the corridor and have my high heels, and my neighbors be like, oh my god, what is she doing? She's walking again. But yeah, I did that. And then makeup practices, because actually for all the contestants for Miss International, we would need to do our hair and makeup our own. So even on the final stage, like all the amazing makeup are all by the amazing ladies. So yeah, it's just so much to do. And other than that, for clothings, we also have a team, and my director also guide us through like what to be aware of, and a lot of clothing like evening gowns, cultural costume is also prepared by the team. And for me, like mentally, it's also a huge preparation, because Hong Kong is not a big like pageant city, I would say, as compared to Indonesia, Philippines. Like there might not be a lot of people like knowing there's like we are joining international pageants. So I don't really have that much support on the support hand, but I have like obviously my team, my friends. But like there's a little bit difference of different like contestants from different countries going there. So me like being such a newbie like to the pageant world, because a lot of the girls, they actually started pageant like when they were like 10, 12 or so young. So being like a little bit late, not like late, like being like so new to the pageant world, it was a little bit pressure for me, and also getting to like compete with like 65 other girls from different countries. It's just like a little pressure for me. And as I said, growing up, I'm not the most confident person. So how to have the mentality of believing that I can do it in a competition is also pretty challenging for me before that, because it used to be one of my biggest fear, and now after the competition I realized, oh, that's just something I imagined that it's so scary. It's not actually that scary, but it's like such an amazing experience for me. Yeah.
Thank you. That actually kind of goes into another question that we received, which is, can you become a model without experience? A lot of people, as you mentioned, have been working towards this their entire lives. How did you build towards this, and is it possible to work on it without it becoming too pricey as well?
I think you can definitely be a model, like, even without experience, especially like nowadays, like, because Instagram can always look for poses, and you just need to follow those poses. And if you're not fear of the camera, then you can do it. Because a lot of people I notice, like even me before modeling, when I started modeling, I'm so feared of the camera. I just felt like, oh my god, the camera is on me and everybody is looking at me, and you just get not natural in front of the camera. But it's actually you talking to yourself that, oh my god, everyone is looking at me and I'm not doing good. But if the voice is like muted and you just do your own thing and you just be in your own zone, you are just like slaying all the shots, I would say. So I think that's a mentality you need to change if you want to be a model. Just walk out of your comfort zone, do something like you never experienced it, and don't care about like what people think, because what you think people are thinking is only what you're thinking to yourself too. So just do it no matter what. And with like social media and even with my work, like as a creative producer, I look for models too. I don't look for experienced models. I would look for, I have a lot of models I shot with, like they don't have any experience at all, but turns out they are some of the really good models I have met. So just don't be afraid and be natural, and yeah, just do it, and obviously you can do it.
Love that. I was going to ask if you could share.
I want to add, is it working? No? Hello. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to add also, because I started modeling also 3 years ago, so quite recently, but what is important also is to take those opportunities whenever, like on Instagram, we're talking about Instagram, connecting with photographers and doing like test shoot, and even for fun. And I think what is important is like like when you meet the photographer, you have first like a conversation and see how he works, understand him a little bit, and try to be more comfortable by having a chat, warm chat, and then that would help you also to feel more comfortable during the shoot also. So I think, because modeling is not just you in front of the camera, it's you and the photographer. To me, it's a teamwork also, So this is important for me. And the more you do test shoot, the more you do those kind of things, the more you get used to the environment, and you kind of like enjoy yourself at the end of the day, because like it's fun also, to know your best side and to feel like suddenly confident to change like characters, it's like almost acting also,
Yeah, I think the more you shoot, like the more experience you get, like with different people. Even now, I ask my dad, and I would just post.
Yeah.
Like, can you help me take Instagram photos? I used to be like, no, I don't post in front of my dad. Now I just like don't. You just get into a zone, like you know what you're doing, and you don't care about like people.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. Next question for Anisha. Do you mind sharing a little bit more about your street dance experience?
Wow. On TV, right?
Yes, Anisha most recently competed in a very competitive competition in China last year, actually.
So I haven't talked much about it, to be honest, on my social media. There's a reason why. I will make a YouTube video about it called What Really Happened in China. No, I'm kidding. Spicy juicy. No, I'm kidding. No, I will do it. But what happened is, so this competition is big, is international. There's a lot of foreigners also. We're like, I think 200 people. I ended up top 40, which is, I congratulate myself. Thank you. No, to me it was a challenge because Afro dance was not represented there. It was the first year where there's somebody who brings it. So to me, it was definitely a challenge to make that dance accepted as a street dance, because it's not seen as a street dance at all. And also bringing Afro and I don't know. It's a different word. It's a different, it's TV show. So there's a lot of things that the production team might tell you to do, and you might think, okay, maybe I don't feel comfortable with this and that. It's not just battle or competition. It's a TV competition. So there's that aspect that I really experienced, and I was like, wow, this is another world. But it was very impressive because everything was so efficient. Like I needed like a costume one day, and then the next hour I got it. Like people get things fast there. It's big production, big artists in mainland China. So, but I think for me the most difficult thing was not the physical challenge. It was more the mental. We had to do quarantine there for like almost 2 months. So it was hard to cope. Sometimes we're shooting, the next day we're told, no, you have to go quarantine. And then that cuts the flow all the time. So it was a competition against myself also, because sometimes I was like, no, I am too tired. Not like physically, but really mentally tired of it. And also you compare yourself with the others, but it's not really comparable because I do a different type of dance. So why would I compare myself to the others, you know? And then also, I think it was to be constantly, face yourself and tell yourself, no, I'm different. I'm going to stand for myself and I'm going to stick to my story, stick to my identity. I'm not going to follow the crowd, and then everything's going to be okay. So I think the most important is to, no matter what situation, I was in that street dance competition, but even in real life, like stick to your values, your ethics, and just show up the way you are, and do not like try to adjust and please people because you want to. Because I was tempted. Sometimes I was like, oh, okay, for the fame, for the thing, I will do that. I will accept doing this. But I don't think it's at the end of a good idea, you know. You need to really be true to yourself. So yeah, that was a challenge for me. Yes.
I want to add on, you know, because that competition, I used to watch it before she joined. Like, I was like, when I knew that she joined, I'm like, wow, because my whole family is actually a big fan of the whole show. So whenever she's dancing, my parents are like, Anisha is there. And I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute. And she actually did amazing. I'm so proud.
Yeah.
Oh, I love to hear that. A little bit of a question for both of you, actually. So, along your journey, your professional journey, did you ever have any doubts or fears, and how did you overcome them? And adding on to that as well, what do you say to yourself if you were to fail or something like that were to happen?
Obviously, like, we are all humans. Like, we try to present our best side on social media, but like how we talk to ourselves is really important. Like, there's always going to be self-doubts, or like, for example, for me, when I starting off modeling, I would compare myself. When I don't get jobs, I would be like, oh, is it I'm not that good enough, or I'm not pretty enough? But in the end, I realized stop comparing, because everyone is different, and sometimes client just wants some special stuff from other models. It's not like you're not good enough, you're just not fitting into what they're looking for the campaign. And yeah, I just feel like there's up and downs in the journey, like especially we would be really affected by what's happening like right now, or like from the present, and always forget or how much we have done before. So whenever I face challenges, like there's ups and downs, and there's days like I'm really happy at what I'm doing, I feel really grateful, but there's days like, oh, I don't feel like I'm doing anything, I'm so down. But how I talk myself out of it is just like having the self-consciousness, and always like what I do is like I journal a lot, so I talk to myself, and I notice like there's like humans have like patterns of like happy and happy, satisfied and satisfied. We just need to be cautious, and also be conscious about when we are going down. It's not like down, because it's just life. If we want a flat life, it's just not going to be fun. So there must be up and downs to have life. So when we're at the lows, we just remember it's just life, and we just get through it, and then we will go up again. This is how I try to keep myself always, if I'm experiencing like things that's not happening going my way, then I would just tell myself it's just a process, and no matter what the outcome, I will be learning something from it. And I think realizing it is really important.
Yeah, I definitely agree with this. I would say we need to somehow embrace the failures, because it happens, it will happen sometimes. I don't wish that to, I mean, there will be like small failures, right? Like things, you expected one thing, and then at the end of the day, it didn't turn out the way you wanted, so you would see it as a failure. But it's part of the process, definitely. So, and somehow you need to go through the failure to to bounce back, like, and tell yourself, okay, this is I hit rock bottom, but you know what, I'm gonna get through this and just come back stronger. But what I do also, you were talking about journaling. I actually look back at my content, my happy content, like for example the achievements, the happy moment, the challenges that I overcame. And so yeah, video, like reading your writing is good. I also look at videos also that I did, and also talking to friends, like, because they are a mirror, they're mirroring you and they reflect. And sometimes they can be like, yeah, but you say that right now, like, things are not great, but look at all the things that you achieved before, and look, like, you're not in a bad situation at all. Look where you are. Yeah, you live here, you're alive, you eat, blah, blah. So having that kind of like reflection also help. Because there's so many times I'm like, I'm failing, like, what the hell, like, I'm not doing anything, what is happening? And then my parents are like, hey, calm down. what are you talking about? Look at you. So yeah, no, having those people.
Because we never realized how bad we were talking to ourselves. Like, we would never talk to other people like we talk to ourselves when we were low. So,
be your best friend.
Yeah, we just need to talk to ourselves like we are talking to a child, and be the kindest, because we are supposed to be able to be the kindest to ourselves. So we should take the role to treat ourselves well and embrace ourselves and acknowledge our feelings and try to find the best way to make you or ourselves to the full potential.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Thank you for answering. Those were very uplifting responses. Going into our next question, is there any work that either of you do to support local or small businesses?
Yeah, like whenever there's somebody that reached me out, like for example, I don't know, jewelry or like any kind of like local business, they want to send me something, and then I'm like, okay, I'll be happy to help. So I'm usually very open to connect with other entrepreneurs, because I consider myself also as an entrepreneur, and I understand the struggle of like building a business, building a team, and making sure that the product is good and everything. So I'm always interested and curious to hear about their story and their journey. So if I can help somehow and use my platform, through content, then I'll be more than happy to do so. So far, it's also a way to connect with people. So we were talking about connecting, and slowly, be part of that community of proactive people, entrepreneurs, and I love that, because at least we can understand each other, and it relates, it resonates somehow. We can, help each other with our struggles and give ourselves like some advice. So I think it's always good to help each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like, whenever there's like small brands or like there's like teenagers having their brands and asking if they can collab, I'm like, oh yes, for sure, because it's like really good mentality. Because for me, like my ultimate goal is like I want to be my own boss. Like I don't want to work for anyone, and I feel like this mentality, it's really needed. Like our generation, we want to create something. We don't want to get paid and they buy our time and do something, and we're not working something that adding value to us. So I really appreciate like people taking their steps. And I know starting a business is so hard. So taking their first step and be brave enough to maybe quit their job or having so much time other than their full-time job to develop something, I think that is very admirable. And yeah, being the own like boss, you can just learn so much. So I would keep supporting like those kind of businesses, and I hope somehow like I can connect with more of them. And whenever I meet like entrepreneurs and stuff, I would try to talk to them and learn from them and see, okay, one day if I want to do something on my own, what should I do and how can I do it? It's always good to talk to people with different experiences.
100%.
Thank you for sharing. And my last question for you before we run short for time, is there anything the two of you are looking forward to this coming year? Is there anything exciting we can see from you both together?
I think there's so much, like life is so unexpected.
Yeah.
After COVID, like I was planning to travel a lot, like without all the travel bans, but I realized, I still need to have different kind of jobs and like model bookings. Like I need to hold my dates, and it's like it's not as what I thought of, but I hope I can go traveling and we can go traveling and
together.
And I can maybe learn dancing from Anisha this year.
Really? You want?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Don't embarrass me.
Yeah, I look forward to more traveling with you, sharing more memories, as we're saying, deepening the relationship, getting to know each other more and helping each other as humans, as entrepreneurs, as you know. I think it's very important. And yeah, I think it's pretty much
Yeah,
it.
I think definitely we can do more like this kind of content.
Yeah,
about
this
talking and
is
sharing.
amazing. Like,
Because I think
it's so
It is
insightful.
amazing. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
for joining
I love it.
All right, we are going to have to end for the night, unfortunately, but maybe some more content to look forward to from Anisha and Rosemary. So thank you so much for joining us
No
today.
Q&A? No Q&A? Q&A?
And
No, from them. No? Oh, they already. Oh, yeah.
And for some
I'm going back to sleep.
Enjoying too much, huh?
I want to stay
follow
here.
us at the Hive Hong Kong, as well as at Hive Life magazine, at Anisha Thai and at Rosemary ROZMUHREE. And we're going to be hosting these productions once a month moving forward. So stay tuned for a special Women's History Month edition next month. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you at our next talk. Thank you.
So cool.
Thank you for
That was
having
so
us.
cool.
It was such a great
Very
night.
insightful.
I don't feel like it's an hour.